Hello traders, hope everyone is doing great and fine. Hope last trading week was absolutely good to everyone. And this is another week where we could see new opportunities after the NFP week. And here is a little bit insight about few pairs that I'll be looking to trade on for the coming week, and the pair that I'll be focusing on, the first one will be GBPCAD, EURJPY, USDCHF, GBPUSD, GBPJPY, USDCHF, and the EURAUD USD. This week I have few pairs to focusing on because NFP was happening on last week on Friday, so the market isn't that much pretty good. So I'll be looking for other pair, because I'll be watching for other pair but not focusing much on them because they are still in consolidation. Others, they have hit higher time frame levels, key levels or key areas. Other pairs, they are consolidation, too much of consolidation. So I don't think of taking trades which are not at a highly probability of going to my buyer. So I'll be much focusing on the trades on the setup that are very clear according to my trading plan and my strategy of supply and demand. So without wasting your time, let's start with DXY, the dollar index, and see what it may happen for the coming days. This is DXY, the weekly time frame. As you can see, the trend is still up. A few days or few weeks that have passed, I was speaking, it's about 2 to 3 weeks that have passed. I was trying to elaborate about dollar index, how and what may happen at the future, my future insight. And I was expecting, as it is doing right now, I was expecting a bullish move because of this area of demand, this blue zone, this area of demand here. So around these areas, I was expecting the dollar index to change the direction from this correction to bullish movement or to bullish impulse. So the impulse is doing well and is going as I expecting. So this makes me to take advantage to other USD pairs, especially USDCHF, EURAUD, GBPUSD, USDJPY, and the EURAUD USD, and ZUSD, and such on. So the dollar index strength is still strong, bullish, very strong bullish. The dollar is very strong to the bullish. So I will focus only on selling, or let's say let me speak simply. I'll only focus on buying US dollar or USD. I will only look for buying for USD, which means that I will look for the buys on USDCHF, USDCAD, all the pairs that USD is the base currency, and I will look for sales only for the pairs that US dollar is the quote currency, that is USD, EURUSD. I'll be looking for sales, GBPUSD looking for sales, and ZUSD, EURAUD USD, both I will be looking for sales. Why? Because the dollar index is still bullish and the US dollar currency is very strong and this is still bullish. So going against the trend or higher time frame trend is not advised or is not allowed. So only for a good risk to reward and high probability trades, we only look for the setups that are within the trend, that are moving with the trend. We don't do counter trends. So the DXY is bullish. Then let's look for GBPUSD, because it is in my watch list. let's finish with these USD pairs. Then we'll be looking for EURJPY and GBPCAD. So after looking for dollar index seem to be bullish, this is USDJPY weekly time frame. These red zones are areas of supply that have been removed. In this blue zone, these are areas of demand which are either in control or fresh, not yet tested. So as you can see here, we had this area of supply over here, this area of supply which have been taken out by which level? This one, this demand zone removes or break this level of supply. Means that the bullish momentum or bullish trend is very strong. That is, supply level have been taken out and demand level have been created and respected. Not only created but also respected. This tells us the trend is very strong, bullish. So as you can compare with the dollar indexes, the dollar index seems to be bullish. This we can see for the comparison of our correlation. Our correlation is right. So let's, in technical wise, the trend is also bullish. So let's look on the daily time frame what we might expect to see happen. So as you can see on the daily time frame, also the trend is bullish. So we have a weekly bullish, daily bullish. So the only thing what we are going to do is to go long on the 4 hour levels or 4 hour demand level. As you can see here, we had a little bit out of alignment of the trend, and the price, this was of extension. The price break out solid the bearish trend line, and it was like a little bit pullback, trend reset. Like it says, the trend reset before proceeding to the original trend. So price took out this level of supply, and price managed to reform or recreate the bullish trend on the 4 hour, and it creates a new level of demand on the USDJPY. And as you can see here, this level of demand is very strong and very valid to take trades around here. Price creates 2-to-1 imbalance, consolidates away, and came to test. So this is the nice area. This level is a nice area to take buying trades. This is the level where we could look for the buying. Yeah, this is the level where you can add or add another position if you are seeing. So this is the place where you can book buying trade, and the stop loss must be below this level of demand. So for USDJPY, this is not also an outlook, but it's also a bullish signal, and you can take buys around these areas of demand, or according to your strategy you may look for the buying only. Why? Because the USDJPY weekly, daily, and 4 hour, they are all still in a bullish trend. So taking short trade or anticipating that the market will probably fall to the downward is not a good idea. It's like trying to catch a falling knife. So this is USDJPY outlook. Let's look another pair, another USD pair, that is GBPUSD. Look here, GBPUSD on the 4 hour time frame. The trend is very strong, bearish, very strong, and around these areas here we have a higher time frame level of demand. So my advice, or I would like to see this level before taking any trade or going short, because this is the type of trade that I will be looking for swinging. Before taking any trade around this area, this is not a good level or good area to take a short trade. Why? Because the price is too low, is very low, is very closely to this daily demand zone. So anything might happen. There is probability and possibility. So there is high possibility of price to make a correction around these areas and keep falling down, or there is also a high probability of price to break this level and come back to test the level that is responsible for removing this daily demand zone. So this is not a good area for us to look for the selling opportunities. The only thing that we can do right now on this GBPUSD is to sit back and wait what price might do or will do in these areas, either rejecting, coming back to retrace, so that we may take a good selling setup, or wait for price to break this area. After breaking, then we look for the pullback and take our short trade to proceeding with the higher time frame trend, that is weekly trend. Weekly trend is very down and the price is also very close. It is within the weekly demand zone. So before looking for the selling or going short on the daily time frame, it's also a good idea. If you have a trade around this area, you may hold and break even. But if you did not take any trade on the GBPUSD, just to chill, sit back and wait for the price to remove this area of demand. This area of demand, when it is being removed, then that is a green light to tell you that now you can look for the selling opportunities toward this lower higher time frame structure. This is structure. We had a loads of pips from current market price to this higher time frame structure. So currently my bias on GBPUSD is bearish, and not only bearish, not only take immediately action to take selling position, but also we need to sit back and wait for price to remove these areas of demand. Another pair is GBPJPY. GBPJPY looks a little different with GBPUSD. Why? Because the GBPJPY, you can see here on this weekly time frame, is very bullish, very strong bullish trend. We are in a very strong bullish trend. Our levels of supply have been taken out, demand being created. Also, we have new high highs and higher lows. Not only that, we have new bullish trend line. So this tells us that the trend is very bullish, very strong bullish trend. So what are we supposed to do? Is to do multiple time frame analysis or top down analysis and see how we can do. And this is the monthly time frame. The monthly trend is very strong bullish trend. So I think any bearish trend on the lower time frame might not be that very strong trend for the higher time frame. It will be just a little pullback so that the price might continue to the higher time frame supply zone or monthly supply zone. So let's see on this daily time frame. Daily time frame price is very strong bullish, but not only bullish, price is already overextended. This is overextension scenario. Though this level of supply have been taken out, but this not because the price is overextension, we might have a trend reset or wait for the price to come back to the weekly levels of demand. So the only thing that we are supposed to do is to wait for the price. We may expect a very strong pullback toward these levels, these areas here, because here we have a trend line. So this is the level where I'm expecting for price to come and the test before proceeding with the bullish trend. Why? Because the trend is overextended. So after overextension, we expect a very strong correction or pullback to the original move or to the move where the strong momentum began. So for GBPJPY, the trend is bullish, but at any time at this time I'm expecting the price to make a pullback, a very strong pullback, the pullback toward these areas, around these areas, before proceeding with the general or higher time frame trend. So this is my anticipation for GBPJPY. For a very long term, I'm looking for the buy, but for a short term, it's just a pullback. But that pullback doesn't mean that you can take shorts. So if you don't know the counter trend rules, better to stay back and wait for price to reach to this higher time frame trend line. This trend line will act as our support or an impedance that prevents price or rejects price from keep falling to the downside. So the weekly is up, daily seem to be out of alignment. So what are we supposed to do is to wait for the price to reach at higher time frame levels or to this trend line conference. This is GBPJPY, and as you can see here on the 4-hour time frame, the trend is very down. We have a very bearish trend. So for counter trend trades, we might take a intraday trade, that is a scalping trades, or so as to until the price reach to this trend line conference. Another pair is USDCHF. USDCHF looks very bullish, and as I expected from the few past days that have been passed, that I was expecting the correction to end at this area here, and the price did as I expect, and now we're expecting more bullish pressure or bullish momentum toward to the upside, because the USD currency is very strong. So I'm expecting the US dollar Swiss franc to keep moving on the bullish side. This is the daily time frame, and when we drop to weekly time frame, and when we drop to the daily time frame, you see price is very close to this daily supply zone. But this doesn't make me to be shocked, because I don't think that this level will hold the price, because the higher time frame trend is very strong bullish. And 4-hour time frame, you can see I have my trades running at this level. I took up my trade on last week at this level here. So and currently the price, I'm about how many pips? Currently I'm holding 200 pips, and my target is about 268 to 270 pips. Why my target is here? Because we have that daily level of supply. So once price reach there, then I'll be looking for price action to see if the price will continue to rally, or will have a little bit correction, or the change of trend. So currently USDCHF, I'm in bullish and I'm in. I have my position. If you have visited our Instagram account, you might see our recently posts that have been shared there. I have a bullish position around this level, and this pullback I managed to take another position. This trade has a good risk reward, about 1 to 10. It's almost 11%. So it's a nice trade, and last week I only took this trade, and it has a good risk reward ratio, and once the target is reached, I will earn more than 10%, because I've added other positions around this area. I will earn about 20 to 30% on just a single trade. So this is USDCHF. My stop loss was only about 25 pips, and my target is about 272 pips. So it was a nice free trade for me. So USDCHF is very strong bullish, and I expect the price to move further and further. This is USDCHF. Another pair is AUD/USD. AUD/USD, the higher time frame is very strong bearish. Weekly time frame is bearish. Here the price did as I was expecting. If you can go my past webinars that have been shared in our YouTube channel, you can see here that the trend is very strong bearish, and the daily time frame also is bearish. Price is removing these levels of demand and creating new levels of supply. So the only thing that I'm going to focus on is to sales on these lower time frame levels, that is 4 hours, mainly the 4 hours, because the 4 hours is also in a downtrend. So the only area that I'll be looking to take sales is this level, these levels of supply, or if price will manage to create new levels of supply around these areas, then I will wait for price to pull back, move down, then the pullback I will take the trade. But currently I'll be looking to this level. This is the level which I'll be looking for to take to take short trade. This is the area where I'll be looking for the pullback and take selling opportunities around this area. This is AUD USD, and another pair I think is EURJPY. EURJPY trend is also bullish. The scenario is the same for GBPJPY. We have a bullish trend on the weekly. Also daily is bullish. So what I'm expecting is the price to come back to these levels of demand that take out these levels of supply before taking longs, because the 4-hour time frame, the trend is somehow out of alignment. It's kind of bearish, so I'll be waiting for price to reach at the daily levels of demand, and then at this area of demand at the daily level, this is where I'll be looking for buying opportunities for EURJPY. And another pair is GBPCAD. GBPCAD, the trend, the higher time frame trend, or that is the weekly, is bearish, and daily time frame is also bearish, and the 4-hour time frame is out of alignment. So what I'll be looking here is only looking for selling opportunities, but I took sales after price removing this area of demand. So this area of demand once been taken out, then I'll look for the pullback. Then around these areas, this supply zone that is being created, then this is the area where I'll be looking for the sales. So this is GBPCAD insight. The only thing that I'll be looking here is to look for the selling opportunities, but I will only take sales after this level of demand being taken out only. Why? Because weekly, daily, I think, and monthly time frame, both they are in downtrend. So if we are in downtrend on a higher time frame, the only thing that we are going to do on the lower time frame will be looking for the selling opportunities. And the last pair is EURAUD. EURAUD, for those who are trading patterns, you can see here we have a bullish flag. This is a bullish flag. Yeah, this is a bullish flag. Those who are trading pattern. Yeah, but in supply and demand, you can see here. Let's start on the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, I think we might get a little bit pullback to these levels of supply here. These levels of supply, because the weekly time frame trend before was bearish, but trend suddenly changed it to consolidation. That is bearish consolidation. So if the trend is shifted from bearish to bearish consolidation, that means we may anticipate a pullback to the origin of the trend or to the higher time frame levels of supply, that is monthly level of supply. So I'm expecting the price to pull back to this level, monthly level of supply, before proceeding to with the monthly trend. As you can see here, the monthly price action, you can see here we have lots of consolidation. These are dodgy candle showing indecision and showing the bearish pressure or bearish trend or bearish momentum is exhausted. So market needs to take correction before proceeding with the downtrend. So this is the area. This is the area that I will only. This is the area where we can see loads of corrections on the lower time frames. On lower time frame, we have multiple dojis. This is a pin bar, bullish pin bar. So the price action itself tells us that we might have a pullback. Then after pullback, we might have the continuation of our trend. This is a weekly and monthly time frame, and you can see here on the daily time frame we have the trend has shifted from bearish to bullish. We have a bullish trend, and here this level of supply being removed, and the daily demand level is in control. So the 4-hour levels here, then The 4 hour is out of alignment, so I will only look for buying trades for the buys on EURAUD after this level being removed out. Then after this level being removed out, this area will be, this is the potential level of demand. So this level will be my buying zone after this level being removed. So if price removes these levels by 2 ERC candle and meet the supply and demand rules, then the pullback, I will sell the pullback. I'll sell the pullback to the, I'll buy the pullback to the upside. So that is EURAUD, and our last pair that I'll be focusing on this week. So thank you for watching our market insight for this week. The only thing that I would like to ask you is to make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like, share, and comment your insight or your views about the pairs, or you can request any pair we can do analysis. But also look at our description there, we have our Telegram channel group. You can join there so that you can get free setups and sometimes signals that I'll be taking, or trades that I will be taking on this market insight. Thank you and have a nice trading week.